Super Dodgeball is a heavily underrated NES classic. No one really knows or cares about this series, but it's been around for a while. It takes a real pussy not to love this school gym favorite. Use all the coordination you have not to get your head lobbed off, while blasting opponents away the best that you can. Good times. The NES original, the DS sequel, and everything in between that you've all forgotten is all based on this classic sport of war. It's not just once you get hit, you're out, but instead you have a life bar. Different throws of different amounts of power ping away at your opponent's health. You can throw power shots by double tapping in a direction to run and hitting the throw button at specifically the right moment. The same goes for jumping shots. Your opponent has the choice to either catch the ball by hitting the catch button at just the right moment, or attempt to dodge or duck under the ball. It's a simple idea that works really well. You can also earn money defeating opponents and buy items to equip that will strengthen your characters. Super Dodgeball Brawlers adds the element of, get ready for it, brawling into the mix. Basically, now you can punch and kick your opponents when they get close to the line. You can also try smacking them right before they toss the ball. This is a pretty clever idea in theory, but it's plain as day that the computer AI wasn't programmed very well to adapt to this. You can easily tease the opponent by keeping the ball right by the line and just repeatedly kick them like morons each and every time they approach you, yet never learn. True, you can also just not do this and make the game more fair and turn the fighting off, but then that pretty much defeats the purpose of buying this game, and allow me to explain why. Here is the real kick in the nuts. This game isn't bad, but there's a GBA version that's better called Super Dodgeball Advance. Brawlers is exactly that same game with the clever team throws cut out, the overall swiftness of movement slightly toned down, and overall just less features. The broken punching and kicking does not make up for it. Both games are fun, but really there's little reason to own Brawlers over Advance. The core gameplay is exactly the same, and it's not like the graphics make up for it that much either. Brawlers also contains this free-for-all mode with no boundaries. It's dodgeball without any lines. Once again, the computer can't handle strategically punching and kicking. This mode feels mostly kind of useless, and there's really only one sort of way that you can play it, not multiple teams or anything like that you can play against. Brawlers can be played with friends, and that will probably extend the life of this game. If we're truly going to be honest with ourselves though, subtle hits like this usually aren't the king of party games when people get together. And really, while this game is pretty good with friends, if you own something obscure like this, you probably also have better choices available. Super Dodgeball Brawlers isn't exactly amazing to make people go out of their way to want to play it. But you know, I'd still rather play Advance or even the NES original if I had the right people over. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did kind of really enjoy this game. A lot of it probably had to do with the nostalgia I had for the older games in the series, but really there is just not much to it at all. I'm glad that I went through it twice, once on normal and once on hard, but then I was just done. I only got a couple hours of fun out of it. I wouldn't recommend that anyone spends a high amount of money on this. Super Dodgeball Brawlers is fun, but not quite great, and not the best version available, which kind of defeats the purpose of getting this. Super Dodgeball Brawlers for the Nintendo DS receives a 6 out of 10.